What's up, everybody? This is Justin Flinner coming to you live from Northern Virginia with the Justin Flinner Podcast by My Mentor Medicine. In this week's podcast, I'm going to talk to you about nearing the finish line. It seems appropriate, right? Because we're getting close to the end of the year. A lot of things are wrapping up work, wrapping up presents, wrapping up lots of things in our lives right now. We're focusing on being able to spend time with those we love, maybe traveling across the world, maybe staying at home. Wherever you plan to be, things are coming to an end for this year, 2018. We are wrapping up another year of our life. We're nearing the finish line. Where is your focus, though? Is your focus on just the things that you're doing? Is your focus on getting to that destination as soon as possible? Maybe you're flying across the world to see your family and friends. Or, as I said earlier, maybe you're just planning to stay at home this year. Maybe you still haven't put up your Christmas tree if you celebrate Christmas. Where are you? What is your focus? What are you focusing on right now? As you near a finish line, most people tend to focus on the other people around them. So looking at the Christmas season, most people go shopping. And what do they shop for? Well, some of the same things that other people are shopping for. Buying clothes for another individual, buying toys for their children, buying a little something special for themselves. Where is your focus, though? Are you focusing on others? Are you focusing on yourself? Are you focusing on the goals that you have? You probably forgot about by now the goals that you set in the new year. If you haven't, congratulations, you're one of the few. As we go throughout our year, it is very easy for us to quickly lose focus, and that's what usually happens when the new year sets in. So when the new year comes, there will be more podcasts coming to help you stay on track, but now that we're at the end of the year, nearing the finish line, where is your focus? What have you set your sights upon? And how will you get there? If we look at the idea of nearing a finish line in the context of an actual race, yes, there are other people that are in the race attempting to maybe just get first place or whatever their focus is upon. Usually, though, it is about the others and about achieving something at the finish line. Personal best, a gold medal, a silver medal, as opposed to the previous race when they won bronze. Slowly making changes, going upward, making improvements in their performance. Whenever you are competing against others, though, we have to always remember that we're competing against ourselves. The race is never about the other competitors. Nearing the finish line is never about the other people that are in the race. It is always about us. Now, that may sound selfish, but let me explain to you why. If you are in an actual race and you're approaching the finish line, maybe you have ran a marathon at some point in your life. I personally have not, but I know many people who have. If you're running a marathon and you are reaching that last kilometer, that last mile, and you start to get a little extra drive in yourself, maybe it's because of the people that are running next to you and you're saying, well, if they can run faster, then I certainly can. We're always comparing ourselves to the people around us. We're never looking within to see what it is that we are actually capable of. We have to wait for someone else to demonstrate it before we believe that we are capable of it. Look within. Look inside of yourself to see, how am I able to get across that line? And how much farther can I go? I bet I can run another mile after I cross that finish line. How is your momentum? What have you done within this race to make this your personal best? Don't compete against the other people around you. Don't compete against the other racers. Compete against yourself. Every step you take in the race, become a better you. Because if you can focus in this way, you can always, I guarantee you can always find a better you across the finish line. So as you near the finish line, check your momentum, check your focus, check your posture in all the different senses. Physically, are you worn out? Mentally, are you distracted? Spiritually, are you lacking? Where are you in all of these parts of your life? What are you focusing on as you near the finish line of 2018? Another year, another 365 days coming to a close that you will never get back. If you're not satisfied with how you've run the race up to this point for 2018, you got a few more weeks left, and I suggest you get to running. Your family is waiting for you. Your friends are waiting for you as we get to this holiday season. You have people you want to spend time with. You have things that you want to be able to do during this holiday season. So close out the last few steps of your race before you reach that point so that you can take the last several days, the last of those 365 days, to focus back, to reflect on what it is that you actually accomplished, who you have become, the lives that you have changed. In any race that you run in your life, we always have to dig deep. Those are the phrases we use. We dig deep. We reach within. We can make it. We believe in ourselves. All of these internal focuses as we're too busy focusing on the other people around us. Let the other people around you disappear so that you can discover what it is that you are capable of. Take a look back right now. Take a look back on 2018. The first quarter, January, February, March. What did you actually accomplish? Did you get to the point where you could say, yes, my New Year's resolution is coming true or has come true? Or maybe you didn't quite make it. Maybe you completely forgot about it by that point. Maybe there was something life-changing. Maybe you had some huge success in your life during that first quarter, or maybe something terrible happened. And then the second quarter came. What happened then? April, May, June. Where were you at this point in your life? Were you rushing to finish something during the end of the fiscal year, if your fiscal year ends around that time or within that quarter? Or were you preparing for your summer vacation that you so well deserved? Or maybe you were suffering to get through the end of school during that time of the year. And then you reach your third quarter of the year. July, August, September. Was that another difficult period for you? Was it maybe something financial going on in your life? Maybe there was a physical change in your life, or maybe you were just too busy sitting on the beach during that time of the year, which is very common. So where were you? What was your focus on? Were you still enjoying the momentum that you had created during the first and second quarters, or had things slowed down? This is the way that we can analyze our year to understand where our weak points are and why they came about. And now as we near the finish line and we're within this last quarter, October, November, December, right now we're almost at the end of the year. What have you accomplished? Have you reached everything that you've wanted to grab a hold of? Have you lost those extra pounds? Have you gained that extra muscle? Have you stuck with your routine? Have you been successful in monitoring your finances throughout this year? Have you achieved a whole new level within your business? Have you had so much success that you've had to bring on new people and add new services and expand your locations? Have you reached those goals? Were they in fact your goals? Have you spent more time with your family as you had hoped to do so? Have you watched your children grow? I pause here to give you the chance, maybe emotionally, to think about that. I myself am thinking about it. I have taken the time to watch my children grow. For those of you who know me, yes, I'm a very busy guy. But I always take the time to watch my children grow. Because I know that I'll never get to see it twice. Once. This last quarter, you get one chance. So maybe you've watched your children grow. But have you watched yourself grow? Have you seen yourself unfold? Have you seen what it is that you are truly, truly capable of? Have you let go of all of your inhibitions? Maybe if it was just once during this entire year so far, you've had it happen to you. You've let it happen to you. Did you watch yourself grow, or are you afraid to look back and see yourself grow? Do you deny the growth that you have achieved? Now is the chance to reflect. But don't lose momentum. Remember, we're not at the finish line yet. We're not at the end of 2018. But some of you are probably gearing up for 2019 and you haven't even finished this year yet. So don't get started too soon. Have your ideas in mind, but you'll have time to implement them. 365 days in some ways is a short amount of time, but in other ways it's a long amount of time. Use your time wisely. That's essentially what I'm pointing to here right now. As we near this finish line, though, I want you to do one last thing for me. I want you to erase the line. Erase that finish line. Erase the idea of the year is coming to a close and then a new one is going to begin. Yes, it is nice to have those goals wrapped in a box that you can measure and see and monitor for yourself to make sure that you actually accomplish them. But in the big picture, you must erase the line. And what happens when you erase the line of the race? You find yourself. This journey that we take throughout our life, each year, 2018, 2019, 2020, and so on. We are here to learn more about ourselves, and we do this by living together with others. So during this last how many days left of this year, and how many days you've accomplished this year, because that's what you've done in 2018. You've not just gone through each day, day by day. You have accomplished each day. What have you learned about yourself? What have you discovered that you are capable of? What have you discovered that you are incapable of and that you have to work on in 2019? The only way you can do this is to erase the line. Don't focus on the people around you. They will always be there. Stop worrying about them. Stop worrying about how you are compared to them, how fast you're running, what kind of steps they're taking, what kind of shoes they're wearing during this race. Look within yourself and then focus on where you are, and also gaze upon where you're going and hold yourself to it. Believe in yourself that you can make it, that you will make it, that you must make it as you near the finish line of these 365 days. 2019 is coming, and it's coming fast. But that doesn't mean you have to rush to it. So that's the end of this podcast for today. Remember, as you near the finish line, focus on yourself. Think about you. Think about how you are as an individual and how different you have become since last year, since last Christmas time, since the last holiday season. Who are you now that you were not before? This is the end of every finish line. Of course, as we all say it, it's a new beginning. But remember, take away the finish line, you find yourself. And once again, if you can focus on these last days of 2018 in this way, then you will always find a better you across the finish line. That's it for this week's podcast. I'm Justin Flinner, and this is the Justin Flinner Podcast by My Mental Medicine. Thank you all for listening, and I'll talk to you again real soon. This podcast is brought to you by My Mental Medicine, an organization that is dedicated to helping people improve their lives by learning to empower themselves and take control of their own life. Any form of reproduction or distribution of this podcast is strictly prohibited. Should you have any questions on using this podcast or information that is contained within this podcast, please write to info@mymetromedicine.com.